when you have the opportunities, when they come up, you got to do them. You just got to do them. I mean, I love what I do. So I will always try and make time for it as much as I possibly can. And I do love what I do.
Can you believe it's 25 years, Bev?
Nope. It's flown. It really has gone. I mean, in some ways, I look back at pictures and news events and who was around at the time and that. And I'm like, yeah, God, 25 years. But then sometimes I just think, oh, my God, a quarter of a century? No way. That doesn't make sense. It's when you put it like that, it's like, oh, my God.
And over the years, you've collaborated with all sorts of amazing people, and we'll talk about the musical theatre and stuff in a moment's time as well. But you've just worked with so many incredible people. I mean, Prince, Stevie Wonder, all sorts of people. Incredible, isn't it?
It really is. I've been very, very fortunate in my career that I have been able to do a variety of different things. And one of the things that seems to be a constant in my career is being paired up with absolutely fantastic, icons of music, and long may it continue, quite frankly. I mean, we're talking to Uncle Frank. We're both massive monster Prince fans, as probably everybody knows. And that was the greatest pairing of all. I mean, that was just... I don't know if anything will ever top that. That was the greatest for sure.
Yeah, and I mean Stevie Wonder, Quincy Jones, Shaka Khan. I mean the list is absolutely endless. So, when did you think about putting this album together then?
I knew I was going to do this album before I'd even got to my 25th year. I was like, I'm going to mark it. I'm going to mark it with a live album. It's got to be done. So what I didn't realise, or what I hadn't factored in, was how much I'd enjoy working with the Leo Green Orchestra when I was doing my Friday 90s music night one-off show celebrating the songs of Stevie Wonder. And of course, once I did that, it just made perfect sense to record the live album with them, because that would be a new element for me and new for fans of my music. And I could also then introduce some new studio tracks as well. It was just joyous, absolutely joyous.
Musical theatre came later on, really, didn't it? Because of your talent as an actress, not just as a singer.
I'd been acting my whole life, and I only kind of stopped when I went into music. So then, my music career took off and it just became all consuming. But yes, you're right. It's kind of come back into my life latterly. And that has really taken off in a way that I definitely didn't expect. And it's fantastic. So Memphis and The Bodyguard and Cats and
of course.
Sylvia,
And Memories on the album as well, of course, isn't it?
Yes, Memories on the album too. So, and then next year, another new show, The Drifter's Girl. So it continues. I'm really, really, really fortunate to have this kind of a career.
I was going to ask you about it's a show about the Drifters, effectively. Fantastic band who came over here.
I played the woman who actually was the Drifters, because she owned Drifters Incorporated. Yeah. She was their manager, and she brought them to worldwide acclaim. She was the one who brought them to England and, ensured that their legacy was intact. Fought a lot of fires, shutting down groups that were calling themselves the Drifters when they weren't. And she was a formidable woman, and she was one of the very first women, if not the first woman, to manage a group. And of course, she was African American. So this was in the middle of the whole terrible civil rights struggle. So her story is remarkable. And so it's the story of the Drifters from her point of view. Yeah. And her name was Faye Treadwell. Yeah. And it's an honour to play her. And it's just big, big tunes from start to finish with no break. Yeah. The beat just keeps going. It's a fantastic night.